thank you so very much. I'm so grateful to the organizers and the staff here at the university for organizing this and inviting me. I'm delighted and I'm eager to learn from our dialogue here today and tomorrow. So I'd like to follow my predecessors here at the podium with some remarks that I think are consistent with what they have already outlined, and with some specific examples of what I think are enduring relationships between our university and some partner universities that are based on research. So I think there are a few ingredients that are crucial to this, and I'll dive a bit deeper into a couple of these. Firstly, as has already been said, willing and collaborative faculty. We have faculty of all stripes, and some of them are intrinsically collaborative, world traveler kind of people who are the likely candidates to be the core of the kind of collaborations between institutions across the globe. Some of our disciplines, by their nature, are global. For example, one of my departments is the Department of Ecology, Evolution, and Behavior. And ecology is nothing if not a global discipline. So our people are in Papua New Guinea, Tanzania, doing research in collaboration with universities and research faculty at universities across that globe. So some disciplines are, by their nature, very, very global, because the laboratory is the globe itself. Another thing that was just mentioned by Jim is that graduate students are really, really crucial. And the graduate students who have a sense of adventure and are highly inspired, and that sense of curiosity can really be tapped by international collaborations. For us, and for I think many of you, the graduate students are really the legs of those collaborations, and without them, things would die very quickly. It also turns out that a community develops amongst the graduate students. We have collaborations that I'll outline in some detail with the medical school in Stockholm, Sweden, the Karolinska Institute. And in that case, through joint courses that we offer, we have alumni of these courses. And at international scientific meetings, there are gatherings of the alumni of those courses, the alumni from our side and from that side. So communities of graduate students kind of self-ignite. And I think that's really important for perpetuating the sense of collaboration. And what I'll speak mostly about is funding as the core. And in a sense, we were fortunate to back into a relationship that was funded in ways that are tough to replicate time and time again. I'll come back to that in a moment. And I just mentioned the graduate courses. We find that to be a really crucial ingredient to perpetuate the interactions and collaborations from one generation to the next. So let me come just a bit to the funding. We were, and this again relates to the Karolinska Institute in Stockholm, Sweden. Minnesota is a land of 10,000 lakes and a lot of immigrants. And the immigrants that are probably most historically vivid are those that came from Northern Europe, Germany, Sweden, Norway, Finland. But it turns out this perpetuation, this welcoming feature of Minnesota has continued. It's now been said that we have a larger the largest Somali immigrant population, large number of Somalis outside of Mogadishu. We also have, I think, the largest Hmong immigrant community. So we have waves of immigration that still enrich our lives. But the two that I'm going to illustrate are from more historic waves of immigration from Norway and Sweden. So in the case of the situation with the medical school, the Karolinska Institute in Stockholm, Sweden, we have a now deceased alum, Mr. Curtis Carlson, who was the son of Swedish immigrants. He came, his parents were not college educated. He came to the University of Minnesota working earnestly his way through school and became very successful. He was the founder of the Radisson Hotel system, the series of restaurants and travel agencies, and was very, very grateful for what the university did to transform his opportunities. In fact, our business school, the Carlson School of Management, is named after him because of the philanthropy he shared with our university in that zone. But another very special zone for him was to connect biology and medicine between the University of Minnesota with people from his ancestral home. And he established an endowment, and this endowment has been completely magical for us. It's an endowment that was matched by university funds and is now in about its 22nd year, and it has realized significant gains. And the proceeds of that endowment have been the core that have enabled us to experiment, to incent, and to develop programs that have been expanded by additional monetary resources. And as we look backwards, that was crucial for launching and making that program successful. And it is indeed that program where we have several joint graduate courses. The courses are offered on one side of the Atlantic, and then they alternate 2 years later to the other side. The faculty are faculty from both institutions, and the students are from both institutions. And the resources of that endowment help make the travel and the logistics of those kind of efforts possible. And that has really been an enduring part of our experience. And I must say that experience where we really didn't seek the endowment sort of fell in our lap, became the kernel of the idea for an expanded series of relationships with research universities in Norway. And this actually is the genius of someone who will be participating this afternoon, Jostein Mikletun, who with us created the idea and did a lot of behind-the-scenes work in Norway to enable this. So we were delighted in 2006 when the Crown Prince of Norway came for a ceremonial visit to Minnesota and announced the intention of the Parliament to endow a chair, the Norwegian Centennial Chair. That was an endowment of $750,000 that was matched by university funds and has now continued in perpetuating these relationships that have expanded now with 3 of Norway's major universities. This has been following the model that we established with the Karolinska Institute, again with joint courses as part of the core. But the use of this fund has been truly amazing. So we use this not in the traditional form of a chair, but there is a person, a faculty member on each side of the ocean who is the co-chairholder, for whom we buy some fractional effort, typically 10% of their effort, and that 10% of their effort is to be the entrepreneur, the scout to find faculty who have the traits, who are open to collaboration, and to try to find partners at the partnership institutions. And so this happens bilaterally, and that has been very crucial. So these are not administrators in the strict sense, they are very entrepreneurial faculty members, and I think that's been crucial for continuing and perpetuating these relationships. As I said earlier, the funds are really helpful to pay for travel and lodging, to make people in face-to-face situations. And then we've also been able to add to these funds seed grants. And so, for example, just this September, with our colleagues in Norway, we announced 6 new joint research projects seeded by the resources from our institutions. And these have coupled some of our very best faculty, ranging from HIV/AIDS virology research to biofuels to chemical engineering. Across our campuses, we have engaged our very best people, and our very best graduate students are the legs of those collaborations. So we have many other, as an institution, the scale of the University of Minnesota, many other collaborative research arrangements with universities around the globe. These 2, I have to say, stand out as those that appear to have the most promising future and the most durability, and it's largely because of the endowed funding that we can use as the baseline strategy upon which we can always count. So with that, I'm pleased to share this experience with you, and look forward greatly to the conversation that will continue this morning. Thank you so very much.